How are you guys doing? Today is Thursday, December 16th, 2021. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to review the Elite matchups and performances that took place yesterday on Wednesday, December 15th. And just before I get into it, take a step back and look at where we are in the calendar year. The football seasons are coming to a close. College football just has bowl games left, and they start as early as tomorrow. The NFL has about a month left in its season. Looking at what's going on in basketball, the NBA and college basketball seasons are well underway. And of course, looking overseas with Champions League group stage left, all that's left is domestic matchups until the end of the calendar year as we approach the midway point in the soccer season. But with that said, taking a look first at what's going on at the college basketball level, starting with the 8th ranked team in the nation, the Arizona Wildcats hosted the unranked Northern Colorado Bears. Arizona beat Northern Colorado 101-76. They won this matchup by 25 after they outscored Northern Colorado by 10 in the first half and by 15 in the second. On the winning end of this matchup, the Wildcats were led in scoring by their starting center, Christian Coloco. Their junior out of Cameroon will go on to finish with 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 blocks in 28 minutes. He shot 8 for 12 from the field and 3 for 4 from the foul line. With this win, the 8th-ranked Arizona Wildcats are now 10-0 as they remain undefeated. And with this loss, unranked Northern Colorado is 6-6. Looking at the 10th ranked team in the nation, looking at yet another undefeated Pac-12 team, the USC Trojans hosted the unranked UC Irvine Anteaters. USC would end up beating UC Irvine 66-61. They won this matchup by 5 after they outscored UCI by 13 in the second half to overcome their 8-point deficit. On the winning end of this matchup, the Trojans were led in scoring by their starting forward, Chavez Goodwin. Their senior out of South Carolina would finish with 23 points, 6 rebounds, and he would also finish with 2 steals and 3 blocks in 28 minutes. Goodwin shot 8 for 13 from the field, and alongside him, their starting forward, Isaiah Mobley, finished with 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 steals in 35 minutes. Mobley shot 9 for 16 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and 2 for 3 from the foul line. With this win, the 10th-ranked USC Trojans are 11-0 as they are still looking to be beat. And on the losing end of this matchup, the UC Irvine Anteaters are now 5-3 as they will remain unranked following this matchup, I assume. Last but not least, jumping to the 22nd ranked team in the nation, the Xavier Musketeers hosted the unranked Moorhead State Eagles. Xavier would beat Moorhead State 86-63. They won this matchup by 23 after they outscored Moorhead State by 28 in the first half. On the winning end of this matchup, the Musketeers were led in scoring by their starting forward, Jerome Hunter. Their forward out of Columbus, Ohio, would finish with 15 points and 6 rebounds in 30 minutes. He shot 6 for 11 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and he made his only free throw attempt on the night. With this win, the Xavier Musketeers are now 10-1. With this loss, unranked Moorhead State is now 6-5 on the year. Taking a look now at what's going on in the NBA, starting off in Orlando, the Magic hosted the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks would end up beating the Magic 111-99. The Hawks won this game by 12 after they outscored the Magic by 12 in the second quarter, by 18 in the middle 2 quarters. On the losing end of this matchup, the Orlando Magic were led in scoring by their starting center, Mo Wagner. Wagner finished with 19 points and 6 rebounds in 18 minutes. He shot 6 for 9 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Atlanta Hawks were led in scoring by their elite starting point guard, Trae Young. Trae Young finished with 28 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals in 30 minutes. He shot 11 for 22 from the field, 1 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 5 for 5 from the foul line. Their starting power forward, John Collins, out of Wake Forest, finished with 21 points and 10 rebounds in 36 minutes. Collins shot 8 for 14 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. With this win, the Atlanta Hawks are 14-14. They're 14-14. And with this loss, the Orlando Magic are now 5-24. Jumping out to Cleveland, the Cavaliers hosted the Houston Rockets. The Cavs were able to beat the Rockets 124-89. The Cavs won this game by 35 after they outscored the Rockets by 31 in the first half, and they outscored them by 6 in the third quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the Rockets were led in scoring by their center off the bench, Alperen Sengun, their rookie. Their rookie would go on to finish with 19 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals in 28 minutes. He shot 7 for 14 from the field and 5 for 6 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Cleveland Cavaliers were led in scoring by their starting point guard Darius Garland out of Vanderbilt. Garland finished with 21 points in 25 minutes as he shot 7 for 11 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, and he would also go on to shoot a perfect 4 for 4 from the line. Their starting small forward, Isaac Okoro, finished with 20 points in 22 minutes as he shot 7 for 9 from the field, a perfect 3 for 3 from 3, and he shot 3 for 4 from the foul line. With this win, the Cleveland Cavaliers are now 18-12. With this loss, the Houston Rockets are now 9-19. Taking a look at what's going on in Philly, the 76ers hosted the Miami Heat, and the Heat would end up beating the Sixers 101-96. The Heat would win this game by 5 after they outscored the Sixers by 11 in the first quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the Sixers were led in scoring by their starting point guard Tyrese Maxey. Maxey finished with 27 points and 5 assists in 42 minutes. He shot 11 for 15 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. Their starting power forward Tobias Harris finished with 24 points and 5 rebounds in 37 minutes. He shot 9 for 18 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, and 3 for 4 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Miami Heat were led in scoring by their starting point guard, Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent would go on to finish with 26 points. He would do all of this in 35 minutes. The former UCSB point guard shot 8 for 16 from the field, 7 for 12 from 3, and 3 for 5 from the foul line. Their starting shooting guard out of Michigan, Duncan Robinson, finished with 21 points and 8 rebounds in 39 minutes. He shot 6 for 16 from the field, 4 for 11 from 3, and a perfect 5 for 5 from the foul line. Their elite starting point guard, Kyle Lowry, finished with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 turnovers in 39 minutes. He shot 4 for 12 from the field, and he would shoot 3 for 9 from 3 and 3 for 4 from the foul line. With this win, the Miami Heat are now 17-12. With this loss, the Philadelphia 76ers are now 15-14. Taking a look now at what's going on in Dallas, the Mavericks hosted the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers would beat the Mavericks 107-104 in overtime. On the losing end of this matchup, the Dallas Mavericks were led in scoring by their point guard, Jalen Brunson. Brunson finished with 25 points and 9 rebounds in 38 minutes. He shot 11 for 18 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and 1 for 3 from the foul line. Their starting center, Kristaps Porzingis, finished with 23 points and 12 rebounds and 2 blocks, as well as 5 turnovers in 35 minutes. The former Eastern Conference All-Star shot 8 for 23 from the field. He would also go on to shoot a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the LA Lakers were led in scoring by their goated starting small forward, LeBron James. The former NBA All-Star Game MVP, I would imagine at some time in his career, finished with 24 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists in 43 minutes. LeBron would shoot 9 for 19 from the field, 4 for 9 from 3, and he shot 2 for 3 from the foul line. Their elite starting point guard, Russell Westbrook out of UCLA, would finish with 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists in 42 minutes as the NBA's all-time leader in triple-double, shot 8 for 18 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, and 6 for 8 from the foul line. The Lakers' elite starting power forward, Anthony Davis, finished with 20 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and 6 turnovers in 39 minutes. Davis shot 8 for 18 from the field and 4 for 5 from the foul line. With this win, the LA Lakers are 16-13, and with this loss, the Dallas Mavericks are now 14-14. Jumping out to Milwaukee, the defending NBA champs hosted the Indiana Pacers, and the Bucks would beat the Pacers 114-99. The Bucks won this matchup by 15 as they outscored the Pacers by 15 in the fourth quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the Pacers were led in scoring by their starting power forward Domantas Sabonis and their starting shooting guard Caris LeVert. Sabonis finished with 16 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 turnovers in 35 minutes. Sabonis shot 6 for 10 from the field and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. Their starting shooting guard, Caris LeVert, finished with 16 points in 32 minutes. He shot 6 for 13 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Milwaukee Bucks were led in scoring by their starting point guard, Drew Holiday. Holiday finished with 26 points and 14 assists in 33 minutes. He shot 12 for 18 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and he would go on to shoot 1 for 4 from the foul line. Their starting center out of Arkansas, Bobby Portis, finished with 20 points and 9 rebounds in 28 minutes. He shot 8 for 16 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. Their starting shooting guard, Pat Connaughton, would finish with 20 points in 31 minutes as he shot 7 for 9 from the field, 4 for 5 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. With this win, the Milwaukee Bucks are now 19-11. With this loss, the Indiana Pacers are now 12-18. Taking a look now at what's going on in Oklahoma City, the Thunder hosted the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans beat the Thunder 113-110. The Pelicans won this matchup by 3 after they outscored the Thunder by 6 in the fourth quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the Thunder were led in scoring by their starting point guard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He finished with 33 points and 5 rebounds in 37 minutes. He shot 10 for 25 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 9 for 9 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Pelicans were led in scoring by their elite starting small forward, Brandon Ingram out of Duke. Ingram finished with 34 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, all in 37 minutes as he shot 11 for 21 from the field. He shot 1 for 2 from 3 and 11 for 15 from the foul line. Not to mention that the Pelicans did win this game off of a full court heave from Devontae Graham to win this game. But regardless, with this win, the New Orleans Pelicans are now 9-21 on the 2021-22 season. With this loss, the Oklahoma City Thunder are now 8-19. Moving south one state to Texas, jumping to San Antonio, the Spurs hosted the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets would end up beating the Spurs 131-115. The Hornets won this game by 16 after they outscored the Spurs by 15 in the first and by 12 in the third. On the losing end of this matchup, the San Antonio Spurs were led in scoring by their shooting guard off the bench, Bryn Forbes. He finished with 25 points in 19 minutes. He shot 6 for 11 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, and he made all 10 of his free throw attempts on the night. Their starting small forward, Keldon Johnson, finished with 21 points in 32 minutes. He shot 9 for 16 from the field, and he shot 3 for 7 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Charlotte Hornets were led in scoring by their starting small forward, Gordon Hayward. Hayward finished with 41 points and 5 rebounds in 29 minutes. He shot 15 for 19 from the field, 5 for 6 from 3, and he shot a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. Of course, proving that he was worth his contract. And then the Hornets starting small forward, Cody Martin, would go on to finish with 21 points and 8 rebounds in 40 minutes as he shot 8 for 13 from the field, a perfect 4 for 4 from 3, and a perfect 1 for 1 from the foul line. With this win, the Charlotte Hornets are now 16-14. And of course, with this loss, the San Antonio Spurs are now 10-17 on the season. Of course, now taking a look at what is going on in Denver, the Nuggets hosted the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves would beat the Nuggets 124-107. The Wolves won this game by 17 after they outscored the Nuggets by a combined 14 in the first half. On the losing end of this matchup, The Nuggets were led in scoring by their elite starting center, the reigning NBA MVP, Nikola Jokic. Jokic finished with 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists in 35 minutes. He shot 11 for 16 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and 3 for 5 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Timberwolves were led in scoring by their starting small forward, their former number 1 overall pick, Anthony Edwards out of Georgia. And Edwards finished with 38 points and 5 rebounds in 34 minutes. He shot 14 for 21 from the field and 10 for 14 from 3. Their elite starting center, Karl Anthony Towns, finished with 32 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals in 36 minutes. He shot 12 for 18 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, and a perfect 5 for 5 from the foul line. And the Timberwolves' elite starting point guard, D'Angelo Russell, finished with 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in 33 minutes. He shot 6 for 12 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3, and 1 for 2 from the foul line. With this win, the Minnesota Timberwolves are now 13-15. With this loss, the Denver Nuggets are now 14-14 on the season. Taking a look now at what's going on in Salt Lake City, the Utah Jazz hosted the Los Angeles Clippers. The Jazz beat the Clippers 124-103. They won this matchup by 21 after they outscored the Clippers by 15 in the second half. On the losing end of this matchup, the Clippers were led in scoring by their starting small forward, Marcus Morris Sr. He finished with 24 points and 8 rebounds in 32 minutes. He shot 10 for 20 from the field and 2 for 3 from the foul line. Their starting shooting guard, Eric Bledsoe, finished with 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists in 31 minutes. He shot 8 for 10 from the field and 4 for 5 from 3. On the winning end of this matchup, the Utah Jazz were led in scoring by their elite starting shooting guard, Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell finished with 27 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals in 32 minutes. He shot 10 for 15 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3, and 5 for 6 from the foul line. Their point guard off the bench and the former NBA Sixth Man of the Year, Jordan Clarkson, finished with 21 points in 29 minutes. He shot 8 for 14 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. Their elite starting center, Rudy Gobert, would finish with 20 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks in 27 minutes. He shot 8 for 10 from the field, and he shot 4 for 7 from the foul line. Their starting small forward, Bojan Bogdanovic, finished with 20 points and 2 steals in 25 minutes. He shot 7 for 10 from the field and 6 for 10 from 3. With this win, the Utah Jazz are now 20-7. With this loss, the Los Angeles Clippers are now 16-13. Taking a look now at what's going on in Portland, the Trailblazers hosted the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies were able to beat the Trailblazers 113-103. The Grizzlies beat the Blazers by 10 after they outscored them by 12 in the fourth quarter to overcome their 2-point deficit going in. On the losing end of this matchup, the Trailblazers were led in scoring by their starting small forward, Norman Powell. He finished with 25 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks in 40 minutes. Powell shot 7 for 18 from the field, 4 for 10 from 3, and a perfect 7 for 7 from the foul line. Their shooting guard off the bench, Anthony Simmons, finished with 22 points in 30 minutes as he shot 7 for 16 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the line. The Trailblazers' elite starting point guard, Damian Lillard, finished with 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists in 38 minutes. He shot 6 for 21 from the field, 5 for 11 from 3, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Memphis Grizzlies were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard, Desmond Bane. Bane finished with 23 points and 6 rebounds in 30 minutes. He shot 8 for 13 from the field, 5 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. Their starting small forward, Dylan Brooks, finished with 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists in 37 minutes. He shot 6 for 16 from the field. He went on to shoot 8 for 10 from the foul line as well. With this win, the Memphis Grizzlies are now 18-11, and with this loss, the Portland Trailblazers are now 11-18. Taking a look now at what's going on in Sacramento, the Kings hosted the Washington Wizards. The Kings were able to beat the Wizards 119-105. Kings won this matchup by 14 after they outscored the Wizards by 19 in the fourth quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the Washington Wizards were led in scoring by their elite starting shooting guard, Bradley Beal. Beal finished with 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in 36 minutes. He shot 13 for 24 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3, and 2 for 4 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Kings were led in scoring by their starting point guard, De'Aaron Fox. Fox finished with 28 points in 31 minutes. He shot 10 for 16 from the field, and he would go on to shoot 8 for 13 from the foul line. With this win, the Sacramento Kings are now 12-17. With this loss, the Washington Wizards are now 15-14. Taking a look at what's going on overseas, as we are still in the middle of a season. Starting off in the Premier League, Arsenal hosted West Ham and was able to pull away with a 2-0 win, as Martinelli and Smith Rowe's 2 goals would be enough. Taking a look at what's going on in the German Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund hosted Greuther Fürth. Borussia Dortmund was able to pull off the 3-0 win as they got a brace from their elite Norwegian striker, Erling Braut Haaland. And those are the only big matchups to take place yesterday. And of course, I will have more for you as we navigate through the world of sports one day at a time. But first, I want to thank ESPN. I want to thank the FIFA, NCAA, NFL, and NBA websites for giving me all the facts and figures that I needed for this episode. And of course, I want to thank everyone for listening to all 21 minutes of this piece. I do hope all is well, and once all of today's exhibitions and matchups are done, I will come back tomorrow on Friday, December 17th for another episode. So until then, thanks for listening. I hope all is well, and I'll catch you with another one tomorrow. Peace out.